Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you very much for joining me here. I hope you're having an amazing day. We're taking a look here at Avalanche, seeing what's going on with AVAX. I got a request here from one of my community members. I believe it was XRAF. Thank you very much for the request. I'll absolutely go ahead and cover this here today and just kind of help understand what's going to happen next. Also, if you're not part of our premium group, be sure to check it out. Premium, Crypto Cash Premium. We've actually got signals that I send out fully automated through Cornix. These are 5x leverage trades. We got a lever short at 82%. We took profits a couple of days ago on that. Same thing with Gala in 4 hours. And then, of course, if you take a quick peek here, this is one of my favorites here. Nice little SUI, Bitcoin, Algorand. Good little 30 to 40% chunks there. Once again, low leverage, low position size, giving us potential for growth. And again, thanks again to my members who have mentioned that they've actually had a pretty good benefit here so far with that. So I'm really happy to hear that. We're going to take a look here at Avalanche and kind of see what's going on. Oh, also, last but not least, be sure to check out our sponsors, link down below. BingX and BitGet, both fantastic affiliates. They have trading competitions and bonuses every single month, so be sure to check that out. It's just real easy money. If you use my link to register, you get eligible instantly for those things. All right, so with Avalanche, what we want to talk about here is, well, Elliott wave theory. We're going to work our way down, though, first, and just kind of discuss big picture initially. Okay, now, Avalanche has had a bit of a roller coaster. You kind of take a look at this here. The name says it all, right? They've been doing very, very poorly in the relative recent past here. I mean, honestly, ever since August of 2022, roughly a year ago, we've seen nothing but lower lows and lower highs and no real breakouts yet, okay? So we're not there yet. Keep in mind, we're not in a position right now where we can expect the price just to shoot up here. But there are some key level resistances we do want to pay attention to. I mean, we can kind of see right now the price wicked right up to a previous resistance level. You can see kind of here that the price action 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in August. The price could not surpass that level. We've got a little bit of a candle wick up here, of course, to 11, but nothing outside of that. Okay, so keep in mind, taking a long position right now, maybe potentially, I wouldn't say disastrous, but just it may be a little early. Okay. In other words, a lot of times situations like this do occur where you see a cup and handle pattern form as a result of retesting the recent highs or previous most recent highs. And in this case, we're seeing that. Okay. First time it doesn't always break. Second and third time is very common for it to do so. So what we want to look at is, of course, volume to make sure that we're seeing extra volume, which we have seen so far. This is fantastic. Strong amount of volume here, of course. We're looking pretty good in the overall sense there. We can also see here as well, if we take a look at some indicators, of course, more so like oscillators as well, we can indicate that we are getting closer to 70 on the RSI, but money flow index still remains high. That does imply we could break through this resistance level. While it may not happen today, I think in the near future that could very well happen. So to me, usually when I see situations like this, I like to buy the pullback at 0.382 or 0.5 in Fibonacci and kind of see if I can get in at a better price point. Once again, I'm not a breakout trader. I don't like to buy right at the top and hope for it to break through. I'd much rather buy the pullback if that happens. It doesn't always happen. If it happens, I like to get in at a better price, okay? That's just me personally. All right, so that's kind of what we're looking at there for Avalanche. Taking a look quickly at the volume profile. We can kind of note, for obvious sakes here, we can kind of see the most amount of volume minus that upper resistance level is about $9.30. We also have very little volume at the current price point, so keep that in mind. We got to build that volume profile, which is another reason why the price could come down here to match this volume. Here, right there at about $10 even. So $10 is probably the second most amount of volume we've seen in the last month, roughly, where we can kind of summarize that that's going to be a stronger support level. Right, it's a little easier to see when you zoom in here. We can kind of see here, right here again, about $10 even is a nice strong support, which coincidentally was a previous resistance. Kind of see that there, 0.382 on Fib. So my goal would be to jump in right there at about maybe somewhere in the $10. Seems like an appropriate entry target. Again, easier said than done. Let's see if it can pull back potentially. But for right now, we're looking fairly strong on the daily. We have a key level resistance up here at about $13, which coincidentally, if I recall correctly, is closer to that upper volume profile. What do you know? Moving average is kind of right there. So if we do break through this resistance level here, the next push or next target would essentially be right there in the $13 range. We're going to face the most amount of resistance. Once again, volume is an important thing to look at. This is why I like to recognize that. And if you're kind of scratching your head like, what the heck is that indicator? It's visible range volume profile, VRVP. You can search for it in indicators here. Just something to kind of look at, right? So future reference, good little indicator there, help you understand where the most amount of volume is on the charts. Okay, so we've identified that. Daily looks mostly bullish. We're above the 50 and the 20-day SMA. Furthermore, on the 4-hour, same scenario, of course, occurs. Pretty obvious that we're going to be above the moving averages when we're moving this fast and not this quick. Take a quick look here. We are not fully overextended, but we're at a 7. It does lead me to believe the fact that we just hit an 8 here previously. We are reaching an overextended state. A lot of times when you hit like 2 9s in a row on TD sequential, for example, specifically on the 4-hour, you'll see a pullback. That's 72 hours of continuation in the same direction. We've seen roughly the same thing here as well. We've seen 3 green days. Coincidentally, that usually is somewhat of a three white soldiers candlestick pattern. While this was a doji, not a full-on soldier, you can kind of see here we've had 3 strong green days. That's exactly why 72 hours of continuation is a typical recipe for pullback. Okay? Not saying to short this coin, but if you were to short closer to $10 would be a good target. But again, to me, a little bit better of a position for long. Take a look at the Elliott wave. We can kind of see here as well. That's also a pretty obvious area, $10.17 for a potential bouncing point. We've also got 997. Once again, somewhere in the average about $10 is the case point where we should see the price action pull back and bounce. Okay, that's a likelihood. Is it a guarantee? No, just a statistical probability, right? You got to increase your odds of statisticals by looking at the charts and recognizing different time frames, right? So really all we're doing is building a case if it's going to go up or down. Right now, the overall sense is going to continue upwards, but it would make more sense for it to pull back first. Okay. All right, so taking a look at the RSI too, we can also see we're hitting 70 on the RSI. Anytime we've seen a 70 on the RSI in the recent past, we've seen a pullback occur. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Almost there. Why wouldn't it pull back this time? All right, now granted, there are situations in which crypto happens a lot where the RSI is exceeded and it stays above there for some time. Less likely on the 4-hour time frame though. Once more, all the more reason for this coin to come back. Take a look at the 1 hour. Let's go ahead and note a couple of things here on the hourly and just call it a day here. Truth is, the hourly, I like to look at the cloud, kind of see where we're at here. We've got a lot of momentum, right? So conversion line is way above the baseline. All the more reason why it could pull back soon. Lagging spans soon intersect with the price action. So unless we see a breakout in the next 5 to 10 hours, this coin should pull back. Furthermore, we've also got the cloud averaging itself out right here at the support at about 1045. So if you're going to play it safe, if you're going to take a short there, get that little 2.5%, somewhere in the range of 25 to 50% if you're doing 10 to 20x leverage, right? And essentially give yourself that position in and out before it's too late. Okay? Not saying it won't go down this far, but it's less likely based on recent support. Again, we've identified volume based on the 4-hour time frame. You see a lot of volume in the $10 range, and of course the 9.25 range. Okay, so it does seem likely for the price action to come on down here and do a nice little bouncy poo. Okay, and that would complete a cup and handle pattern, and it would be perfectly executed. So that to me is what I'm looking for. I'm stacking my cards towards an entry closer to $10, potentially a short from the current price point to that level. But once more, I'd much rather wait for a long than take a short to that destination. Different strokes for different folks, right? Depends on how you're looking at there. So that's essentially what we're looking at here. Hopefully this made sense and I described this correctly. If you have different opinions, different thoughts, feel free to list them below. I'd love to hear your comments if you have any ideas on what you think might happen with this coin. But if you're not part of our Discord, Telegram, or Twitter community, jump on over, Twitter X, of course, and be happy to have you here. Again, awesome results here for our Crypto Cash Premium account. Very, very cool stuff. I'm actually priming up, getting ready to send out a lot of signals here today based on a majority of the analysis that I'm seeing here, because there's some good coins, and I think at this point, we're looking pretty darn good. So, all right. I hope that made sense. Thanks again for watching. I'll go ahead and shut up now. Have a good rest of your day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.